Welcome back to College 101. Today we're going to be talking about the do's and don'ts of campus tours. In the end, a campus tour is just an extended sales pitch, and they're doing everything in their power so that you shovel your 30, 40, 80, $150,000, however much it is, to them. So they are very motivated to put on their best show and talk about their best features. However, the things that they focus on aren't always the most important. They also aren't always the most realistic for what your college experience is actually going to be like. So if you're looking to transfer schools or you're a high school junior or senior looking at colleges, this video is to help you make the most of your campus tour experiences. The first thing to avoid is to get too wrapped up in your tour guide. They're probably going to be some bubbly, energetic, attractive college student who's telling you all about every exciting thing they've done at college and how much they love it. And I'm not saying they're lying to you. They probably do love their university. That's why they're doing this. But they are an outlier. They are an extreme data point for the student body. There's going to be loads of people who are a lot more down to earth about them, people who are meh about the college, people who aren't focused on their studies. So getting wrapped up in who your tour guide is only going to let you see the best of it. And, hopefully you're going to find people like that. You're going to be inspired by them and help you. But if you're going to a big school especially, there's going to be a lot more average people in the middle than there are superstars like these campus tour guys. The first thing you should do is attend a college class. If you can, and especially if you know kind of what direction you're going to take your major, go and attend a college class. Take an hour and a half. This will tell you a couple things. The first thing is if college is right for you. If you go in there and you say, man, this is really boring, or holy crap, this is so confusing, or you're looking around at the other students and saying, man, what are they doing? Or, holy crap, they are like so intense. It'll help you get an idea of if college is for you, if the specific college is for you, and what the students are like. It will also hopefully give you an idea of how prepared for college you might be. If you're listening to this professor, and you can even try and take notes if you want, and you're like, can't keep up, okay, maybe you've got to work on some organizational skills. If you go to a class, like maybe a calculus class, and you say, I don't know exactly what's going on, but I think I follow, then you know that your high school experiences and classes have helped you and prepared you for college decently. The second thing not to do is don't get wrapped up in what the campus looks like. I remember I went on a campus tour of both the University of Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. And to me, Oklahoma State, the vibe, the architecture just didn't really sit all that well with me. And when I went to University of Oklahoma, it was in the fall. I think it was probably October, so the weather was nice. It was cool. The flowers were in bloom. They had all these red and white flowers planted everywhere and these cool patterns. It was beautiful. You know what happens in November? All of that dies and it gets cold. So yes, a great campus, a nice learning environment. It can make you feel better. It can impact your mental health. I'm not going to say it's useless, but is it exactly what they make it out to be? That, oh, you're going to spend your days out on the quad studying and discussing philosophy with your friends. My experience was that outdoors doesn't have a lot of outlets to plug your laptop into, so I didn't spend a lot of time there. And think about yourself. When you're in college, how much time are you really going to spend sitting outside, studying or reading, versus in your dorm watching Netflix and eating chips? Like, just to be totally honest, think about it. How much time do you just go to a park while you're in high school or go outside? The second thing that you should do is speak to a professor. Just like going to a college class, if you know your major, this is the best, but even if you don't, it can still be helpful. You can talk to them about maybe how rigorous the program is, what kind of opportunities there are for research, the companies they network with, what classes you'll have to be taking and how heavy your load will be. You can also even look up the faculty on the website beforehand and try and see if the person planning your tour can get you to talk with a preferred professor. Maybe they have a kind of research they do or a class they teach that you're really, really interested in. And so you can get a feel for that and start making those connections early. A lot of college professors are fantastic, and I truly believe that a lot of them do enjoy teaching, but there are also a lot of college professors who are there to research and the university only funds them if they teach classes. And so you can get a feel for that when you talk to this professor. Are they excited to talk to you? Are they friendly? And of course, the department's going to try and give you their friendliest professor. but hopefully you can get a little bit of a feel. Maybe they'll even take you around and introduce you to the other professors in the department, or maybe they're going to usher you out quietly because you're just a bother. The third thing is don't get wrapped up in the cafeteria and the meal plans and the dorms, because you probably aren't going to do most of those things past your freshman year. And yes, your freshman year is your immediate concern. You're going to be starting that within 6 months or a year probably, but it's only one experience. So at University of Oklahoma, they take you to their cafeteria when you're on a campus tour. That cafeteria has an 11 restaurant all-you-can-eat buffet. They have Greek, they have Italian, they have a steakhouse, they have Hispanic food, they have a stir-fry place, they have a deli, they have a salad bar, they have a main line, they have a whole dessert bar. It was amazing. You know how many times people go there once they're not a freshman and don't have a meal plan? Very few. It's expensive. So actually, a little aside here, is all the upperclassmen on the Ultimate Frisbee team, one night a week was calf night, and that was where they had all the freshmen use their meal plans to get them in, because no way they were going to pay like the $12 to get inside that great cafeteria. Same thing with the dorms. The dorms can be nice and updated and modern and really pricey. So you're probably going to move off campus after your first year. So is it great that they have, these TV lounges on every single floor or a computer lab in every building? Maybe, but in the end, it's going to be a very small part of your college experience. The third thing to do on your campus tour is try and get a feel for the town as a whole. Where do most upperclassmen live? How far away is it to like a place to eat? We had a place called Campus Corner at OU that was just on the northeast corner of campus. How many people tend to drive? What's the parking situation like? Do people bike to campus? Do people tend to work on campus or off campus? How much is it going to cost to move off campus, or how much are you going to save? These kind of logistical considerations are going to have a much greater impact on your overall college experience than just the dorms. The last thing I'm going to tell you not to do is don't get wrapped up in all the programs, orientation activities, and things like that. Are they great? Yes. Are you going to meet people who might be your friends for the rest of college? Yes. But again, it's a small part of the experience. Sure, maybe they've got these great tailgates for freshmen at the football games, or they've got their student arts card for the freshmen to get to go to the shows for cheap, or things like that. And those are great programs. I'm glad that schools are doing that, trying to help freshmen get out of their comfort zone, go to new kinds of activities. But in the end, that is also something that they might not be involved in for a long time. The kinds of clubs and things they also might highlight are also not going to be, also the kinds of clubs and events that they're going to highlight aren't always going to be the things that you're into. So the last do is do your research beforehand if you can, or at least come with a list of questions for activities you might be interested in, whether that's something like working for a professor on campus, or something like being a part of student life, whether it's sororities and fraternities, whether it's something like, I don't know, have you seen the Quidditch teams on college campuses, if you're a huge Harry Potter fan? Whatever it might be, come with those questions and say, these are things I think I might want to do for years and years, not just the freshman-specific programs and activities that they use to try and convince you to come to school there. In the end, their goal is to make a campus tour the best and most emotionally charged experience for you. And in the end, like I talk about in my last videos about being a transfer student, there is a little bit of a gut feel to college. However, you can also, if you don't take a step back and look at it from a different perspective, get sucked in by so many different things that really just aren't representative of the full college experience. Hopefully this will help you make the most of your campus tours so that you can make the most informed and best decision for your college experience so you don't have to retry like I did. If you want to know about what it was like to be a transfer student and why I did it, you can check out those videos on the channel. Again, thank you for watching this episode of College 101 here on the College Guide. We'll see you next time.